So we are back with Alpha Male Betamax A to Z. This is the alphabetation of all of these tapes. So we're going to go through them. Heat and Dust. Never in my life have I heard of this, and I don't recognize anybody on the cover. So it says, I've heard of Julia Christie, I think. Sounds familiar. Academy Award winner. Stars in an enchanting tale of old and new India. Well, see, right there, I'm like, Heat and Dust. It's the story of a modern day woman, Anne, who goes to India to find the truth about her mysterious Aunt Olivia. Greta Scacchi, we certainly know her. She was hot for like 1 or 2 years. Who left her British husband for an Indian prince, Sadushi Kampur. In the process of tracing her scandalous relative, Anne herself becomes caught up in the timeless spell of India in a funny, touching, and sensuous story. Oh, sensuous. Oh. Heat and Dust features a brilliant international cast and is brought to the screen by the award-winning independent filmmakers Ishmael Merchant, James Ivory, and Ruth Prowler Jacobys. Maybe. I wouldn't say no. I don't think I'd put it on the top of my list, though. Be Kind, Rewind, here we are. Heat and Dust. That's really close to Lust and the Dust, right? That's that same guy, right? In Goldboro. Whoever where I got these tapes, man. There was a lot of this video store gets shut down or something. Oh, I'm having some kind of, these glasses give me like a vertigo or something. All right, Glenn Miller story. This is not bad. I've seen this. And it's about that guy. What was his song? In the Mood. I think that was the name of the song. There was Transylvania 6 5000, which later became a dodgy Jeff Goldblum, blonde-haired guy movie about fake monsters. And it's basically it's a musical documentary. You've seen them. Recently, there's been the Elton John one, Queen. What's another one? Um, they did one for James Brown, Don Cheadle. That's basically what you're getting. But you're getting, oh, I'm going to play the trumpet over there, see? There you go. Glenn Miller. I do not see any rental stickers on here. This thing is in really good shape. I'm thinking private collection. Alistair McLean. I bet you say that McLean. Golden Rendezvous. So this looks like spicy, I would guess. But look who's in it. Richard Harris, of course, he's always good. Anne Turkle, I don't know. David Jansen, I don't know. But Burgess Meredith, you certainly know from the Rocky movies and that great Twilight Zone episode. John Verdon, I've heard of, but he's not, for whatever reason. John Carradine, Robert Fleming, Lee Larson. Boy, there's a lot of people in here, huh? I don't know. This chick's like, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with this movie? Let's find out. Explosive action. I wouldn't have guessed action for a second. Sinister mystery ship. All right. An all-star cast is on board for the most thrilling cruise you've ever witnessed. Richard Harris is the first officer, Robert Fleming. In this captain... Oh, wait a minute. There was a comma in there I didn't read. Robert Fleming is the captain. Their colorful guests for this action-packed voyage includes, and then those are all the names I just read. So it's like the Love Boat if it was Die Hard or something. I don't know. Or Under Siege would probably be a more apt description. Interesting. I would watch that. 355 tells me rental. Oh, but this is in fantastic shape. Same guy, Goldsboro. I don't know about that. I think I would watch that. All right. Here's where we're getting into some weird stuff here. Going Berserk. Now, if you look there, who do we see? I see John Candy and I see Eugene Levy. And I'm not 100% sure because they're cartoons who that other guy is, but you know them as Second City. Canadian Saturday Night Live. Stars of the Emmy-winning SCTV comedy troupe. Oh, so yeah, SCTV. Isn't that Second City TV? John Candy, John Flannery, and Eugene Levy headlined this off-the-wall comedy which lambasted everything from religious cults to kung fu movies to Father Knows Best. So what is this, like a Kentucky Fried Movie I'm hearing? I've never heard of this. I would watch that. I think my favorite skit is the one where they're like on the Jeopardy, but everybody's just a little off. The sort of Saturday Night Live stole that with the Jeopardy, Celebrity Jeopardy. Same guy, Goldsboro. I would watch that. Interesting how Saturday Night Live can just appropriate that bit. Falling in Love. Now that looks like Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro. Oh, boring title, though. All right, let's have a look. Falling in Love is a shining example of the magic that's created when two of Hollywood's biggest and brightest stars join forces in one special film. Two-time Academy Award winner. Really? Robert De Niro, and I can't read what that says because of the Paramount sticker, are together again for the first time since The Deer Hunter. In Falling in Love, they play Frank Raffes and Molly Gilmore, two everyday people who meet first by chance and later by choice. There's just one thing standing between Frank and Molly's intense, newfound love. Both are already married. Bung! It's a genuine modern dilemma. Is it really? You either do it or you don't. And De Niro, Streep, and a fine supporting cast bring the story to life. Flair. I don't know about that. It's probably why I've never heard of it. Sounds a little weird to my ear. There's just one problem. They're both married to other people. Sounds like a bunch of cheaters to me. Clearly a rental. This must be later because they fixed the glue problem. What does that say? Does that say 84? That thing was just not on my radar. Never heard of it. How could a movie with that big a star power slip by me? Ah, the Flamingo Kid. There he is. Hey, what's up, bro? Matt Dillon, Richard Crenna, Hector Elizondo, Jessica Wald. I mean, you're getting them all. I know all those people. Never seen this movie. I'm not a big Matt Dillon fan. I liked him in, what was the one where he was a detective? Big sleazeball. Something About Mary. He was good in that. Really good. Teen superstar Matt Dillon, My Bodyguard, Liar's Moon, comes of age as an actor. Oh, come on. I don't need a big circle jerk. Everything was settled for 18-year-old Jeffrey Willis. Boy, that's hard to read off that pink color. The plumber's son from Brooklyn. One last summer of carefree fun before college. Isn't college supposed to be fun? That was until his friends come speeding up in their 1960 convertible to invite Jeffrey for an innocent day at their parents' fancy beach club on Long Island. Suddenly, a summer of packing groceries and lusting after stock girls becomes a season of discovery. Jeffrey gets a job as a cabana boy at the El Flamingo Beach Club, a world of rich and shapely co-eds, gin-playing card sharps, and wealthy snobs. For the first cabana encounter with Carlo, he is hooked and lured to a world distinctly different from his working class roots. Well, maybe I'd watch that. I don't know. Probably a rental. Not much to see there. That's a pretty famous movie. I've heard people talk about it. I've never seen it, so I don't know. What do we got here? Elephant Man. Now, people who watch this channel will know about this Elephant Man, because this is the one that had mold in it. And a lot of mold. So I had to clean all of this stuff with Clorox wipes to get out any hint of anything. And I believe this is the one. Oh yeah, because you can see my writing on here. I know, terrible. It's very hard to write on that stuff. I think this is the one where I took a blank and re-recorded it off of a Blu-ray from Criterion. And I think I showed it on the TV here for a little while. You might want to look that one up. It's a live video, I believe. And you can see a little bit of it. I thought it came out very well. So, I mean, you could either take this and it was mold and throw it all away, which is a crime against humanity because there's only so many of these things left. Or you can repair it in the weird way that I did it, which was recreating it. And it came out fantastic. You get a stellar picture. What you do lose is like trailers before it and stuff. And I don't remember if there was any for this one, but it was a nice experiment, and I think it came out pretty well. If you don't know this story, it's a true story, a guy who had a bunch of tumors that made him look, elephant-ish. So of course he was in the circus, and this doctor or whatever he is comes in to save him and take care of him and sort of get him ready for society. Amazing story. Don't miss it if you don't know it. The Man Who Loved Women. Here he is, Burt Reynolds. Probably the king of the 80s. I would say, for people I like, because I was young, would have been like an Eddie Murphy or somebody like that. But no denying Burt Reynolds was everywhere. Kim Basinger, Mary Lou Henner, Cynthia Sykes, Jennifer something else. It doesn't look like this was a rental. These foldy boxies are a little fancier, but they're also more of a pain to take care of, so I can see why they changed it probably. All right, a Los Angeles playboy renowned for his fast and loose love life runs head-on into a midlife crisis in the uproarious Blake. Now, Blake Edwards, his movies always have some kind of midlife crisis in it. Blake Edwards must have been going through some kind of midlife crisis because he's got a lot. 10 was one of those. John Ritter, Skin Deep was sort of one of those. Whatever. David Fowler Reynolds has two passions: sculpting and women. Sculpting? All right. So he's some kind of mover and shaker as a sculptor in LA? Whatever. And he's been quite successful in both departments until now. David finds that his insatiable hunger for women begins to render him socially, artistically, and finally sexually impotent. Oh, dear. Can't believe Burt went for that movie. You know how that guy, if you know him. Mr. Machismo. Now, here's one that I think is fantastic and I think is underrated. I know everybody's sick of Tom Hanks, but The Money Pit, I mean, it is just joke, 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 joke. I love this movie. It is a funny, funny movie with all of the stuff that goes on in this. It's just so good. This couple, they borrow every cent they can get a hold of to buy this house that's way outside of their league, but the problem is it's all dilapidated. So they still want to make a go for it because it's such a fancy house. And the Money Pit is just a reference to endless amounts of money that they pour into this thing trying to correct issues. And it is just delightful. I love it. Look at that. Poor crack on there. Great, great, great movie. Top, 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 top. You should watch that. And I guess this is our last one. The Music Man. Not a big musical guy. Not a big older film guy. But what you'd probably know this from, if you're in my sort of sphere, is that The Simpsons lampooned this movie, and probably one of their most famous episodes of the monorail. And they sort of lift this entire DNA from the Music Man and apply it to the monorail. Basically a flim-flam man. If you've seen the Simpsons episode, then you know exactly what's going on. Not bad. I've seen this musical, you know, of course my roommate makes me watch it. Probably seen it 2 or 3 times. I'll tell you I've seen worse. But I will also tell you I prefer the Simpsons version. I call the big one Bitey. Or, I got a hold of a scientist to help us. Is it Batman? No, it's not Batman. Batman's a scientist. Probably screwed that up a little bit. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and we will carry on with the A to Z.